Alright, I'm hoping to get this off this morning. I'm not so sure. The device I normally use to record these just is deciding to be very, very uncooperative with me. So I'm having to use my actual phone, which I'm not really sure if that's any better or any worse. Y'all can let me know about that, but I wanted to jump on real quick, and this is also because this is actually a follow-up to a video I did. Just as I said before, if I wind up recording anything after the 8 p.m. hour, which it's about to be 8 a.m. right now, it's actually a quarter till as we speak here in Denver, but if it's 8 p.m. out here Mountain Time, I'm gonna most likely upload that the next morning. And that's just largely because it just makes more sense, if I'm being honest. I feel like the one thing I've struggled with is attracting views. I just would like to think that would give me a better shot. I don't know. I'm just at a point where I'm trying a lot of different things at this point, and that's really all it boils down to. But that aside, like I said, this is a follow-up to something I said last night. I posted a video. It was roughly around 8 o'clock last night, and I'd already posted once or twice about the Jets-Broncos game yesterday. I was actually just watching Get Up on ESPN, and it's actually quite interesting. I didn't realize this initially, and it was wild because Dan Orlovsky was actually pointing out a moment in the game where after that scoop and score by the Jets, Sean Payton's all talking to Russ, and he's telling him the running back is your hot. You should have threw to him, basically. And Russ seemingly blew him off. I didn't really realize that. I mean, I saw that as it happened. I was, of course, live streaming twitch.tv/ANJ Network, by the way. But, yeah, I noticed when that happened, but I wasn't paying attention to what exactly was being said. But I knew for a fact in that moment, there's just no way that was a comfortable exchange. And again, just the way that Russ just, again, seemingly blew Sean Payton off. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm really not so sure about this. I gotta say, I think Russ has had an awesome career. And it's not to say that if we were to bring him in, I don't know, maybe a couple of years earlier, say maybe a year or two after Peyton retires, okay, I could see a situation where there would have actually been success, because at least you'd have been having him working with people that one way or another, it might have been more tailor fitted to what he was wanting to do starting from last season. And whether or not that's actually conducive to winning, I really have no way of answering that. If I'm being perfectly honest, just again, given my time in Arizona and having seen the Seahawks relatively up close through the Cardinals, I don't know that the answer to that would be yes. I really don't. I'm inclined to believe that it's not, actually. Just for the fact that if him and Pete Carroll clashed as much as they did, I don't know how it's going to be too much different with Sean Payton. And Sean Payton's going to be around. At least I'd like to believe he is. I mean, a lot of this is clearly unfolding to the point where there's just no way that... I don't know that it's necessarily going to get them the number one overall pick, because my uncle and I talked about it late last night. And I believe this even before this conversation we had. There's going to be a situation where the Broncos are actually going to wind up figuring things out down the stretch, and it's just not going to matter. I mean, is going to be too little too late, just like last year. I mean, after they fired Nathaniel Hackett and they actually started figuring shit out, I mean, we were well out of contention that it was like, okay, whatever, we're just rebuilding. And worse than that, the pick that we should have had was with Seattle. And I forget exactly who that was. I gotta look at it again. That's the kind of thing I'm just still a bit tilted to where I'm not even thinking about those things as clearly. But regardless, there's just going to be an awful lot of changes coming. And I'm not sure if that's necessarily just trades. I imagine they're going to be there, especially in the next couple of weeks with the trade deadline not very, very far away. But in the end, I just got to say that one way or another, there are just going to be some night and day differences between what we're seeing now and what we'll be seeing next season. I mean, it's going to be a thing to where, just like this year, I'm not going to have great expectations, because whoever it is that we're going to wind up bringing in, I should say who the front office is going to wind up bringing in. I mean, it's still just got to come together. And that's the thing about this. There's a lot of things with this that are going to wind up coming together. I mean, one way or another, I don't see a situation where Russ doesn't get benched. Point blank, period. I really feel that way. I mean, unless something miraculous happens, preferably on Thursday, because boy, is that ever going to be a point where we're going to need it. But I don't see that being the case. I mean, in all fairness, Kansas City's defense hasn't always been great, but they've always had those points where they don't look so great. I mean, the thing I feel like is going to end up being the case is, they'll probably have lapses in this game, but there's just going to be too much Mahomes. And just with the disarray of the defense that is unfolding before our very eyes right now, I can't see that going well. I really can't see that going very well at all. But who knows? It's a few days away. I mean, we can only hope. The good thing about it is that it gives us 10 days between them and Green Bay. I don't know how that's even going to work out, but that's all I know to say at this point. But I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I guess that's where I gotta go to let me know what y'all think. We'll see if this comes up on time. I wanted to upload it exactly as I uploaded the video from last night. Maybe I get lucky. We'll see. And if I can, I'll fit in another one here before I start really getting ready for work. Either way, I'm out. I'll get at y'all. Y'all know what it is. Like, share, subscribe. Bye.